Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple player props I like on PrizePicks for today's NBA slate on Wednesday, June the 7th. We have Game 3 of the NBA Finals on Wednesday night. I'm going to talk through two plays I do like for this game, guys. Now, before we do talk through these two plays, as always, if you guys do enjoy these PrizePicks videos, and if they do help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you're new to the channel and if you have never checked out PrizePicks before, you can actually sign up for PrizePicks and use my promo code Noah. If you do look at the bottom of the screen when you sign up for PrizePicks with my promo code, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. So be sure to check them out. Take a look at all the player props they have for Wednesday's NBA game. They have a ton of props on the board. You can see all the different categories they have. I mean, they have like, what? This is like 30 different props, and this is just for full game. They also offer first half props. They offer first quarter props. A lot of different stuff you can take on PrizePicks. So again, guys, sign up, use that promo code Noah, get your first deposit matched up to $100. Now, I do want to recap our plays from Game 2 before we talk through the plays I like for Game 3. So for Game 2, we gave out two picks. One of them hit, but one of them didn't. Unfortunately, we did take the over on Jimmy Butler's fantasy score. And Jimmy Butler, once again, had a really mediocre game. I was expecting Jimmy Butler to bounce back. I definitely thought his fantasy score for Game 2 was a little bit of an overreaction to Game 1. But Butler was really passive. He wasn't shooting the ball a ton. He finished with like 36 fantasy points, which was obviously a disappointing game from him. We needed, I think, like 49 fantasy points. He played like 41 minutes, I want to say, and more times than not, I would have expected Butler to go over that fantasy score line or come close to hitting that line when he played 41 minutes. But it was just a really down game from Jimmy, and it's really interesting to see that 2 games in a row now Jimmy has played poorly, and his fantasy score line is still at 49. It's almost like PrizePicks is expecting him to have a big game at some point. We're not going to take a Jimmy Butler prop today, but wouldn't be surprised if this is finally the game that maybe Jimmy Butler bounces back. But let's talk through the two picks, or the other pick that we did hit for last game was Nikola Jokic over 11.5 first quarter minutes. That was a play I felt really confident in. Felt like Jokic, just with how they've been running their rotations, he's going to play the first quarter. He's going to play the entire first quarter every game in this series, as long as he doesn't get in foul trouble or anything. And of course, he played the entire first quarter, and PrizePicks doesn't have his they don't have a first quarter minutes prop for him this game, and I'm assuming they won't have one the rest of the series, which is annoying. That would have been an easy prop to take. But let's talk through the two picks I do like for this game. The finals so far, guys, not been treating us too well. Game 1 we went 0-2. Game 2 we went 1-1. Hopefully today is the day we can go 2-0, hit both of our plays. But let's talk through them. The first play I like for this game is going to be a fantasy score prop, and then we have a points prop that I'm liking. So for fantasy score, I want to talk about Michael Porter Jr., his fantasy score. So Michael Porter Jr., his fantasy score line sits at 27.5. I'm pretty sure last game, I think it was at 29, if I remember correctly, or it was like 29.5. Michael Porter Jr. did have a pretty bad game last game, and I think that's the main reason that his line came down. Only had 11 fantasy points. He played 26 minutes, which is one of the lowest minutes he's played in a while. Last few games prior to last game, I mean, MPJ had been playing 35, 31, 38, 41, 43 minutes. He just didn't really play that well. He wasn't making shots last game. Also, Christian Brown came off the bench and was playing really well. They gave Christian Brown a lot of second quarter minutes, which I think is another reason that Michael Porter Jr. lost some minutes, because Brown was playing so well. MPJ didn't sub back in until there was 3 minutes left in the second quarter. But he got a full first quarter stint. He played 10 minutes in the first quarter, and I think he would have played more in the second quarter had Christian Brown not played so well. And then if you look at the rotation in the second half, I mean, he only played half the first quarter before subbing out, and then he subbed back in with about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and then only played about 4 minutes before Bruce Brown subbed back in for MPJ. So they pretty much went with Bruce Brown over MPJ in the closing lineup last game. But I don't know if that's something that we can just expect to happen every game. I mean, you look at game 1 of this series, Michael Porter Jr. played 43 minutes. That's, what I wouldn't expect him to play 43 minutes every game, but I think there's obviously that big minute ceiling for MPJ when things were going well. Just because, they're going to run an 8-man rotation. They're going to really, lean on their main guys for big minutes, and specifically the starters. Bruce Brown's going to play a good amount off the bench, but I don't know if we can expect Christian Brown to play, 15 minutes. I mean, he's only been playing 7-8 minutes a night in the playoffs. I don't know if the 15 minutes that he got last game is something that we can just expect to happen again. So I would assume Michael Porter Jr. gets back to playing his normal 33, 34, 35 minutes here. And if things are going well, you could see him play 40, 41, 42 minutes. And if you look at so far in the playoffs, in the games where he has played at least 35 minutes, so there's been, I believe, 8 games in the playoffs or 9 games in the playoffs so far where he's played at least 35 minutes. He's over this fantasy score line in 8 out of those 9 games. There was only one game where he played big minutes but didn't get this fantasy score line, and it was against Minnesota. Played 39 minutes, only had 26 fantasy points. He shot 3 for 10 in that game, so that was kind of one of the reasons he didn't get there. But typically, Michael Porter Jr. is a player we can expect to average right around a fantasy point per minute. He's been close to a fantasy point per minute player this season. I'd assume he gets back to playing somewhat normal minutes here. I don't think 26 minutes is just something that we can expect to happen again for MPJ, and I feel like this fantasy score line is a little bit of an overreaction to last game. I think this line should once again be like 29, 29 and a half. I think 27 and a half is a little bit too low here. So I do like Michael Porter Jr. to have more than 27 and a half fantasy score. I think that's a play that I feel pretty confident in. It's one that I do like, kind of taking a first look at the board. Now, the other play that I like is going to be a points prop. We're going to talk about Gabe Vincent's points prop. This line is at 13 and a half on PrizePicks. And I also like the over here for Gabe Vincent. We've seen Gabe Vincent play really well as of late, and especially in this series. The first 2 games in this series, he's put up 19 and 23 points. Tyler Hero does have a chance to return for this game, and I think there's a pretty good chance Hero is going to play. All signs, all reports were indicating that Hero would be ready for Game 3. But I don't expect Hero to come in and just take a ton of minutes away from Vincent. I think Vincent has played so well that his minutes are pretty secure here. I think most likely scenario is that you see maybe some less minutes for for like a Max Strus, maybe less minutes for a guy like Duncan Robinson. And I don't think Hero's just going to come back and play like 35 minutes. I would expect he probably comes off the bench. He probably is going to be on some sort of a minutes limit. So I do expect Gabe Vincent to start. I would expect him to continue to play pretty big minutes. And if you look at his minutes as of late, I mean, he's been playing big minutes. 32 minutes last game, 38 minutes in Game 1. Against Boston, only played 26 minutes, but he played 41 minutes in Game 6 of that series. He has been consistently playing big minutes. There was only 2 games just kind of like over the last 2 series against Boston and against Denver. There was only 2 games where he saw lower minutes. There was one game he played 28 minutes. He still scored 17 points in 28 minutes. And then there was that game against Boston, Game 6. He played 26 minutes and had 10 points. But you look at Game 1 against Boston, 36 minutes. Game 2, 40 minutes. Game 3, 35 minutes. Game 5, 41 minutes. And then in this series, 38 minutes and 32 minutes. The minutes have consistently been there. The usage has been pretty good as well. The shot volume has been good. That's another thing that I wanted to look at. Is Gabe Vincent just shooting super efficiently, or is he actually getting up a good amount of shots? Now, sure, the last few games he has shot. Game 1 he shot 50% from the field. Last game shot 66% from the field. That type of efficiency is probably not sustainable, but the volume's still been good. I mean, you look at his shot attempts over their last 5 games or last 6 games. He's had double-digit shot attempts in 6 straight games, 14, 10, 18, 10, 14, and 12 field goal attempts. So not only are the minutes there, but the volume is there from a shooting perspective. The efficiency obviously can come and go when it comes to any player in the NBA. They'll have games where they can shoot really efficiently. They'll have games where they maybe their shot's not falling, but the volume has consistently been there for Gabe Vincent. And even with Tyler Hero most likely returning for this game, I still think we're going to see Gabe Vincent start, going to play 30-plus minutes. And if things are going well, there's definitely a big minute ceiling for Gabe Vincent. He's been really good in the playoffs. He's been one of the most improved players, I think, this postseason. So I do like Gabe Vincent to have more than 13 and a half points here. And if you do look at sportsbooks, right now on DK Sportsbook, Gabe Vincent, he is favored minus 135 to go over 13 and a half points. So odds are favoring the over here as well, which is something that we do like to see. But these are the 2 picks I'm liking. Taking a first look at the board right now, guys. Recording this video on Tuesday. Wanted to give you guys 2 early props I liked for Wednesday's Game 3. I'll be taking a look at the board again, though, on Wednesday, trying to find some more plays I like. I'll probably share at least 2 or 3 more plays over on Patreon for this game. So if you guys want more PrizePicks plays from me, you can check the Patreon out, linked down below in the description. I give out NBA plays over there on the days we have NBA games, and then on the days where we don't have NBA, I give out MLB plays on Patreon. And I do plan on making MLB videos after the NBA season is over. So whenever this series ends and the NBA season is over, I do plan on making MLB content pretty much just the rest of the summer until we get to NFL season in September. So Make sure you guys hit that like button. You're enjoying the content. Hit that subscribe button as well. Check out PrizePicks too. If you're not signed up for PrizePicks yet, sign up. Use that promo code NOAH. Get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up for PrizePicks with my promo code. But wish you guys the best of luck tonight. Hopefully we can all win some money tonight. Appreciate you guys watching the videos as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.